So how in the world do you prove liability in a personal injury case? In a simple car wreck where someone is stopped at a stop sign and gets run into from behind, there's usually not going to be a whole lot of question. The person that caused the accident might lie. They might have an honest excuse, but in general, that's not much of a question. In a case where you have a building collapse, sometimes it might take months or even in excess of a year to try to figure out exactly what you should do and who you should go after, if anyone, for that collapse. Let me give you an example. If you were to have a building collapse in downtown Denver today, and the building was 100 years old, maybe you'd think, well, it collapsed because it was old. But what if you found out that they were working on the building at the very time of the collapse, and the contractor that was working, someone had come forward for that contractor and said that they weren't doing the best job? Well, you might have an OSHA investigation. You might have a city investigation of some sort. There may be a criminal investigation. There's no telling what's going to happen, but all the authorities that might have jurisdiction over a building collapse have the right to go in there and do their work unfettered by some lawyer that advertises on TV who's bugging them or in their way. A lot of times, if I'm investigating something like that, I wait for those official reports. I get to see some of what's in that report. If they're going to go forward and prosecute, maybe I don't see all of it, but I get the official reports. I might be able to go take videos or photographs on my own. I might have the right to question people that were out there. It can be any number of things that you want to do, but the answer is you look at every document that there is, and if you can't look at it, you at least identify them. You look at every photograph, you talk to every witness, you go down to the scene. If it involves some sort of product, let's say a camera that had a battery that burned and started a fire in a building and caused all sorts of damage, you might go to the manufacturer of that camera, find out who made the part that had the battery in it. You might even go pull an application for a patent and look at that and see if there's any discussion about the possibility of fire or whether or not they're being careful to make sure that that battery doesn't cause a fire. Basically, you need to do everything you can to investigate the case to see if there's liability, and if there's liability, who in particular do you need to sue? Is it the camera manufacturer itself? Is it a component part manufacturer? Is it the company that was in charge of redoing a building? If you have any questions, if you want to discuss this in any way, feel free to give me a call at my office.